From the heart of the city, straight to your radio. Honest, intimate, real. This is where love gets real and real gets deep. It's not just talk, it's the Love Talk Show. Are you ready? Then let's dive in right now.
The Love Talk Show is on air. A very good evening to all of you. My name is Peter and with me is Andrea, my wife.
Hello everyone. Once again here to talk about a topic to discuss under the light of intelligent love. Are you ready for today's topic?
Well, today we are going to talk friends with the opposite sex. You know, it's something that happens between couples and has been happening a lot with couples, with people in general. And what is your opinion concerning to this? Can a person who is married be a friend with someone of the opposite sex? Is this good? Is this wrong? Is this right? What do you think? What are the odds? What are the complications? What are the benefits? In which side are you? If you want, you can download the app Liberty Radio, and there you can comment what your opinion is. Well, if you know a couple, if you have among your family someone who is going through this, or they are having problems because of this, I believe in today's topic we may go and help these people, Andrea.
How can we have friends? The person might ask, if they are listening to us, how can I have friends if I'm not able, or if I can't have friends from the opposite sex? We don't say we cannot, and we are not saying that you shouldn't, but we are going to discuss if it's appropriate, especially if you are in a relationship. So stay tuned, stay with us.
So can men and women maintain real friendship without complications? Well, we are going to talk about this. Pay attention to this report.
Get ready to lean in, because today we are touching a nerve that sets off alarms in almost every relationship. Today's episode is titled The Third Chair, the danger of a friendship with the opposite sex. We've all heard the line, "Don't worry, he's just like a brother to me," or "She's been my best friend since forever." But what happens when your just a friend starts occupying the emotional space that belongs to your spouse? We're talking about those close one-on-one friendships with the opposite sex that creates a private world your partner isn't invited to. It starts with an innocent text, moves to a long vent session about a bad day, and suddenly you're comparing your spouse's flaws to your friend's perfect understanding of you. This is a classic Hollywood trope because it's so real.
He says swear when we're 28. If we've never married, we marry each other.
Look at the iconic movie My Best Friend's Wedding. Julian and Michael were just friends for years, but the moment a wedding ring entered the picture, the buried feelings erupted into a sabotage mission. Or think of the tension in the series Friends between Ross and various partners because of his intense closeness with Rachel. These stories illustrate a hard truth. Emotional intimacy is a sliding scale, and it is incredibly easy to slide into accidental romance when the boundaries are blurred. The risk isn't just in your head. According to a survey by American Psychological Association, APA, researchers, nearly 45% of men and 35% of women admitted to having an emotional affair, which often begins as a platonic friendship with the opposite sex. Furthermore, data from Gary Newman, the author of The Truth About Cheating, reveals that 60% of affairs actually start in the workplace or through close-knit friendships. These relationships create a comparison trap that breeds deep insecurity and suspicion in a marriage. often becoming the primary reason a spouse feels second best. But does it have to be this way? Is it ever a good idea to maintain a private, intense bond with someone of the opposite sex when you're married? Do you even need that secret garden? We're going to explore how to protect your peace. We'll talk about opening the doors, moving away from isolated one-on-one friendships and moving toward couple friendships. Why have a secret lunch with her when you could have a double date with her and her husband? We're going to talk about building boundaries that don't just keep people out, but keep your intimacy in. Before we dive into the solution, I want you to ask yourself, if your spouse read your last 10 texts to that friend, would they feel secure or betrayed? If you're the one feeling the sting of your partner's best friend, do you know how to speak up without sounding crazy? Stay tuned. We're going to show you how to stop the suspicion, set the boundaries, and put your spouse back in the only chair that matters. You don't want to miss how to fix this. Coming up next.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Well, it's something that had happened before, is still happening, and we are going or we try to help the majority of those who are listening who can listen to us, and avoid certain problems that sometimes are unnecessary, and they are bringing difficulties among the couple and between the couple. Well, starting from the point where we believe that the person, when starts to live with someone next to them, they really want to spend their lives with them, and they do believe in this relationship. They are assuming publicly that they are for each other. She is my wife, I am a husband, we are living together. So they are committed in faithfulness. They are committed to be best friends of each other. They are committed to fight for the same goals, to become, as we said here so many times, a team, and a good one, a team that works, a team that achieves, a team that goes through problems but faces it together, and they are overcoming. So in this scenario, when we bring a couple who has decided to live together and to respect each other, is it possible to have friendships with people of the opposite sex? Is that possible or not? Is that healthy or not? Is this good or not? Well, obviously that you can be friend of everyone, and there's no problem whatsoever. And this is what many times people, they put a question mark on. But couldn't I have a friend? Couldn't I have someone to talk to? Couldn't I be friend of a certain person? Yes, you can be a friend, but friend doesn't mean best friend. And friend doesn't mean your girl or boyfriend. Friend doesn't mean that you are going to be someone else's spouse. Or because when I decided to get married with Andrea, I decided that among all my friends, among all the people that I knew, among everyone that I was familiar with, among everyone, I decided to live with her. She wouldn't be my life, I wouldn't be her life, but we would be a team, and we would be there for each other. And when we took that decision, we knew that we needed to trust on each other. We knew that we had to, to believe in each other. And from the moment that someone comes and replaces my wife as the person that I talk to, that I, share my troubles, share my insecurities, is someone else in her place that I share with my negative ideas or my flaws or my whatever it is. So she is not being Andrea, she is not being my wife anymore or my spouse anymore, but the other person is replacing my wife. Obviously, that this will create a kind of friction, insecurity, and even to looking at each other with malice.
And I was even thinking while you were talking, this could be in a perfect world, or this could be in a La La Land world. This could work actually, because having partners of the opposite sex in a world that is not real. So I share with you, you share with me, and I have my relationship. I'm married and you are married, and we just share with each other, and that's okay, all good. But the thing is, this is real world. We are real people. We are not robots. We have feelings. We have hormones. Everything is is mixed there. We are part of each other in a sense as a couple. So if you go outside our house and you go and share with people more things than you share with me, the person that you fell in love with, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit strange, and of course I would feel jealous, even if originally I can say it, or naturally I'm not a jealous person. I would feel jealous. Imagine us having, for example, a disagreement, because that happens, of course, real world, this is life. We had a disagreement and then my husband goes, I will talk with my girlfriend. What? I call him, hey, Peter, where are you? I'm talking with my girlfriend. I'm just venting because we just had this and that, and then I'm just venting. Of course, I would feel jealous because, and jealousy, please understand, it's not the type of jealous that is unbalanced in the sense of I'm going to kill you both, but in the sense of how come we are married and you go out with a girlfriend? What are you lacking inside the house in this relationship that you need to go and search for that outside our house or outside the relationship? So, and it happens with both of us, of course.
Because this was something that we have decided to do from the beginning, to trust each other, to be there for each other. Again, I say it, we are going because if I didn't want to be, as sometimes people say, I'm stuck to this man or to this woman. So if you don't want to be in that situation, obviously, so you cannot decide to marry someone, because that person will suffer in your hands. But if you have decided, if you found the one, and you are living with that person, obviously you may have plenty of people out there. There are men, there are women, there are many people, and good people. I'm not saying there are people with bad intentions. There are many people who sincerely will try to help you in a moment of a difficult moment, in a moment that maybe you don't know what to do. But there are boundaries, and this is what we are talking about. There's a limit that should not be crossed. Obviously, if I get upset with my wife and I'm going to someone else and I'm just venting there and I'm just saying my wife is this and that and that, and look what she has done here and there and there, and the list keeps on going, and I do this once, twice, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, what do you think that will end up happening? Sooner or later, what you thought it will happen. So you see that when you decide to be with your spouse, you have decided to make this person the best one. As soon as you are trusting in someone, or you are relating to someone as you should be relating only with your spouse, and he or she, the spouse, has this, how can I say, the report has as used the word, has this seat, this throne. The spouse has this priority this, it's only with the spouse that certain things are being shared. It's only with the spouse that intimacy exists. It's only with the spouse that some fears are going to be shared. It's only with the spouse that certain things are going to be solved, and not with people that are from outside. The moment that you find out, or your spouse finds out, that you are sharing your bank account, you are sharing how much money you have, what you felt, what happened at home, what was going on between you and your spouse, the things that should be only between you and your spouse, obviously this will bring a question mark. And also saying that you are opening the door for the other person also to have a kind of feelings towards you. But we are going to talk more about this. Let's pay attention what people they say about this subject.
Straight from the people, straight to you. The word on the street.
Is it possible to have strong opposite-sex friendships without tension?
Well, no, obviously, because have an opposite-sex friendship could lead to something else if we don't, with the feelings more stronger, if we don't be careful.
No, because you might start getting feelings for the person, and then they might want to get a bit closer to you. My belief is it gets sour after a while. If you have a relationship with the opposite sex, I think it gets sour after a while, because maybe they might want something from you, or you might get soft and think, oh God, don't forgive me, and you might do something what you know you shouldn't be doing. So I don't think that's a good idea.
I think that it's only possible if you've been friends with the person from a young age, so it's like a brother-sister relationship. But apart from that, I think one will end up catching feelings.
Should people in relationships set boundaries around opposite-sex friendships?
Yes, 100%, because even if they're in a relationship and they perhaps don't see someone of the opposite sex in that way, that person may see them in that way, so it could hurt another person also. So there should definitely be a boundary.
Always, boundaries should be in the same sex and even with the opposite sex. Life needs to have boundaries. Respect your limits. You need to set up some limits. People can interfere with your life and you as well with their life.
I think there should be boundaries with partners or married couples. It will be unfair for you to think you can do what you want with, that person, and jealousy might come up in the relationship. So I think it's good to keep boundaries and understand each other and support each other in relationships as what you want and what you like and what you don't want and what you don't like.
Do movies and media portray opposite-sex friendships realistically?
No, because it's just for the TV. It's just like a make-believe thing, but no, I don't think they portray them in a real way. I think it's like fake. It's dishonest, really.
Yes, they make a way of seeing everything so natural, and we can be friends, and everything is allowed, and we know how these friendships can go so wrong in a future. Yes, in fact the TV and the television can portray that friendships opposite sex is fine, is normal. It is, but with boundaries, like I said. I think the values of this time are so different as the ones I grow up, because before a friendship was without bad intentions, and nowadays we see that is not working anymore. It's very rare, to be fair, and sometimes it's good to be in the safe side and just set up your values with boundaries and and believes what you believe, really.
I don't think that they do. I think sometimes they have. So actually, they do kind of, because a lot of the time it's like the people, they have an opposite sex relationship, and it always shows that one of them secretly likes the other person. So I do think that a lot of the time it does show that. But if they are showing in the case of, their friends and not one has feelings, I think then that one is not very realistic.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
As everything in life, we have to learn how to set boundaries and limits. You do this with your house. You make sure that there's a fence there saying, this is my property, this is my land. You make sure that the car you buy, it's yours. You have a key, you lock the car because you don't want anyone to use it. This doesn't mean that you cannot give a ride to a family member or to a friend, but it is your car. It's your house. You make sure that for certain things you want exclusivity. You want only for yourself. It's mine, belongs to me. And it's not that I own the person, but it is that we have a commitment. We have an agreement. We have decided to take care of each other and to be there in sickness and in good health. We had promised to each other that we'll be there in the good moments and in the bad moments. So when the good moments are there, we are there together. When the bad moments are coming, we must be there also to solve this out, because at the end of the day, we are a team. If I start doing this outside and I start taking this, what am I doing? I'm opening the door and allowing to someone else to think that I have a kind of, how can I say, interest, or I'm opening the door to tell the person, maybe in the future, if I get separated or divorced, maybe you will be the next one. And it's not by chance that the report we were watching a few minutes ago at the beginning of the program, we could see that 60% of these cases happen in the workplace. Why? Because people, they don't know how to separate sometimes friendship but being professional from a friendship that crosses the line and starts being a relationship. And I believe this is where attraction comes in, temptation comes in, conversations that they shouldn't have are coming in, topics that they should be not spoken between certain people, they are coming in. And when the person wakes up, they are doing and getting involved in a way they shouldn't.
And I was even thinking about something. For example, if we just had lunch, imagine, so I am okay, I am happy, I am full, and I don't need, if I go and visit someone or I go to someone's house or I enter a coffee shop or a restaurant, I don't feel like eating again because I'm full, I'm satisfied, that's the word. And we can compare this with what we are discussing today. So having friendships from the opposite sex and telling them everything, all about what's going on in our relationship, and running to those people if we are in need of something, or even to share or to vent. For example, when people, they go and search for comfort somewhere else outside the relationship, like I was mentioning before with the example, bear with me, you will understand. So if you are full, if you are satisfied with your spouse, with the relationship, if you became one, if you share everything, even your concerns, even when you are worried or troubled, I'm satisfied. I don't need to go outside this relationship to share everything. But this is not what happens in reality, because people, they search for partners, or they search for this type of friendships from the opposite sex when they are not satisfied with what they have at home. And then what happens? And this is the danger. The danger lies here. So they meet in a coffee shop, in a park, wherever, and then the person starts sharing the problems that she's going through in the relationship, and the other, like when we talk with a girlfriend, oh, really? And there comes a touch, even if it's inadvertently, even if it was not meant to be, but because the person relates to your suffering, to your pain, to what you're sharing, so the touch comes, and then it might come a hug. Why? Because the person is in need of something. And when we are emotionally sensitive, let's say it, we ask or we seek for things that will quench this sensitiveness, if this word exists. And the person wants to quench this lack of something that she realizes that she has in the relationship. But this will cause bigger problems, because after a touch or a hug might come something else.
Andrea, honestly speaking, I don't believe that this is happening in all cases.
Yes.
I don't believe that in all cases people are not satisfied with what they have. I believe sometimes they do have the right person, that they are satisfied with what they have. But life is hard. Problems are coming. Difficulties are coming. Different opinions are coming, and moments where there's stress coming from everywhere, they are coming. And this is where a person needs to understand that they should address the problem together, and not giving the idea to another person that he or she, after all, is the one. No, she has a husband at home, but she talks to me more than the husband, or vice versa. And they give the hint, they start even thinking, no, I am the one, not the husband, not the wife. So I think it's enough for you to understand and to ponder, especially you who are already in a relationship, for you to think twice according to the friendships that you have. There's nothing wrong in having friendships. If you are married, if you are single, there's nothing wrong with having friendship with people of the opposite sex. However, it needs to be clear, the boundaries. Okay, you can help people, you can be helped by people, you can talk to people, you can relate with everyone, you can socialize with everyone, but always should be, and you should put there a limit, a boundary, that there's no way to cross this limit.
Just to finalize that matter that you are talking about, I was talking about the physical proximity, because it can bring up something like that, although it's not 100% in 100% of the cases. But this, it can create a private emotional world that excludes the partner. And this is, although it's not physical, it can become emotional, and it brings up in the partner the sense of betrayal, insecurity, and also jealousy, like we were talking about.
Well, I think you have already a few hints, so at the end of the day, the decision is yours. But the love therapy is always available for everyone who may go through a problem like this, or any other problem related to love life.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on cloud nine, and I will never come down for nothing. I thought I lost my mind, chasing a life that wasn't worth it. Sometimes it gets hard to separate myself from the life I live. Lord, I know that you plan to make me more like you in this life I live. So Lord, take over me. closer to your heart. So Lord, take over, 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 over me. Draw me closer, closer, closer to your heart. Yeah, yeah, it's coming from my heart. Everything I am, Lord, let it burn for you. Purify me. All that I am, all I will ever be, let it be found in you, my Lord. You take me as I am, but you never leave me the same. Oh, to Jesus, I surrender, Lord, take over, yeah. Over, 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 over me. Draw me closer, closer, closer to your heart. So Lord, take over, 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 over me. Draw me closer, closer, closer to your heart. So Lord, take over, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lord, and draw me closer, closer to your heart. So Lord, take over, 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 over me. And draw me closer, closer to your heart.
I'd started developing mental health issues from quite a young age. It happened gradually. So things such as bullying would make me feel secluded. I wouldn't want to explain anything to anyone. I wouldn't want to ask for help because I felt a sense of shame. I didn't want anyone to know like my weak points, that there was a problem. So from maybe 12 years old, if things started to go wrong, I would miss days off school. I would feel sick at times. And I believe it's to do because the fact that I had things on the inside that I didn't express. As I started to mature, as I started to get older, it started to increase. I would start to feel hopeless. I would start to feel a lack of sense of being alive. I wouldn't want to die, but I wouldn't want to be alive. It was just, I was stuck on the inside. It was quite a stressful period. From the age of secondary school, I started to, progress. I started to be exposed to a lot more, such as, going out to nightclubs, going out at quite a young age. This is something that we did on a regular basis. And then I began to lean towards drinking and smoking socially. We were involved with young men that were not on the right track. They were also into such gang life and drinking and smoking. So that was my social group. So I developed much more of a habit. I would be a person that would drink a lot of alcohol. I would drink until I was the person that would pass out. I would be the person that would be sick. I'd be the person that didn't remember exactly what happened. I'd be the person that behaved in a wild way. But deep down, I had problems on the inside. So all the drinking, all the smoking, all the socializing was hiding a big problem on the inside. It hid the insecurities, it hid the sad moments, it hid the confusion. So one of the worst moments for me was when I was so influenced by social media that the people I would look up to would be people who were being very promiscuous, that they would sell their body until the moment happened where I eventually went into that industry myself, very briefly, but I actually worked in a male club where I was exposing myself. That was me literally becoming like a nightmare, to be honest, because it was something that I wasn't proud of. My friends were like, wow, you really did this. My sister was unhappy. And I went to the point where I was becoming so extreme that I was even willing to be used sexually for money, but only through protection from God that didn't happen. My worst moment in my mind, when my state of mind was so corrupted, so confused, was when I was becoming very anxious. There were times where I was losing my sleep. So from a person sleeping maybe 7 hours per night sleeping, I would wake up and I would be like in a panic. I'd be scared. I started to, lose my appetite. I wouldn't eat. I started to lose a lot of weight. It just became a point where I was withering away. Yeah, I wonder, am I hearing things? Are you talking to me? Did you say something to me? But my mind was just completely bombarded. It was so messy inside of my mind. My life changed through me opening up and being vulnerable. It was something that I was very uncomfortable with doing, but I realized that this is a step for me to see a change, and I used my faith. So through coming to the help center, I was able to receive the help that helped me to change my life. Through using my faith, I was able to speak to people who were friendly, who were opening, and who had the help that I needed. Helped me to understand, that there's a way out for me, that I can change. And this is what helped me to keep on pushing until my life is now completely transformed. One of the key things that have helped me to change my life was using my faith and challenging God. If the word of God says this, that means it's true. So I need to do something in order to see the word of God happen in my life. My life today is completely different. I have value for myself. I can look in the mirror and know who I'm looking back at. I don't feel inferior to others. I don't feel ashamed. I'm able to, see a plan and work towards it. My family is great. My family working together in most elements. We are close. I finished university, which I'm very pleased with, and I have a really good job, which I enjoy. I help many young children. I'm looking forward to my future. I'm looking forward to see my love life develop. Through the power of faith, I'm able to have a sound mind, to have a mind that's peaceful, to have a mind that can be strong. And this has all happened, and I've beat depression. I would say something that would help a person who's depressed is to call the helpline number, to voice what's going on the inside so that you don't feel like you're stuck by yourself. And also the help center is open every single day where you can walk in and speak to someone who genuinely will care for you and they want to see you change. They want to see you get the help that you need. I would say definitely go to the help center. For me, I was a person that wouldn't speak, I wouldn't ask for help. But I know for sure that it's better when we ask for help. So if you have that problem, go and speak to someone, and I know that you will receive the help that I also received.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
Something that happens, Andrea, is when people they start being feeling like overwhelmed with what they are feeling, when they see life not going the way they desire, when they see that things are not going in the direction they want, they start feeling overwhelmed. And sometimes the person uses everything they have in hands in order to progress, to move forward. So they go through the left, they go through the right, they try everything, they turn the world upside down, trying to reach what they want. But in certain cases, people, when they are not reaching what they desire, when they don't see the things the way they desire, and I'm talking in a matter of reaching goals and being happy, they start feeling overwhelmed. They start feeling sometimes even bringing upon them a guilty that does not belong to them. Sometimes putting themselves down, lowering their standards to the point of accepting anything that may come on their way. And that very strong person that this man or woman was before, lately we don't see. They look at themselves and they don't see that strength anymore. They don't see that dynamic anymore. They don't see that willingness in fighting for goals and to achieve whatever they want. It's quite the opposite. The person sometimes feels so overwhelmed that there are no inner strength, and there are not, sometimes even there's not physical strength to keep on going. And it's not by chance this person is listening to us, because when we hear a real story as we could hear now, we can see that a person can be transformed from inside out, no matter what is going on.
Achilles' story, real life story, is the example of many people that were feeling lost from within especially, and they think that, or they start thinking there's no way out for myself, for my relationship. Maybe it's the person is on the verge of finishing the relationship because a situation like the one that we were mentioning today, having friendship with the opposite sex, she became so jealous, and then discussions and arguments start coming up, and they see no way out for what is going on. But the thing is, they don't want to lose this relationship, and they don't want to lose themselves while trying to save the relationship, because that also exists. So they tuned in the right station, because here we talk about overcoming what has been hurting us, overcoming what we think we can't manage anymore, and we believe that we don't need to give up on ourselves and on the relationship. But for that we need to first of all acknowledge that we need help, and we want to change.
So that's why the love therapy is not only for people to find someone, but is in many cases for people to help themselves to rebuild in certain cases themselves and to strengthen themselves, and these will be reflected in their love life. So this coming Thursday, we are going to have the love therapy.
When confronted with difficult situations, many people only focus on what they can see. But when things seem impossible, the real question is not what is going on around you, but rather what you choose to believe. In relationships, personal struggles, and emotional challenges, many people long for change. They want restoration and a new beginning, yet they often rely on what their circumstances suggest. The Bible presents a different perspective. In the book of Isaiah, chapter 35, a powerful transformation is described. The desert blossoms like a rose. The blind sees, the deaf hear, the paralyzed not only walk, but leap. The mute sing, and sadness is replaced with joy. This message reveals something extraordinary. God specializes in making what is seemingly impossible, possible. At the most recent Love Therapy meeting, attendees were encouraged to develop a faith that goes beyond what the eyes can see, a faith that trusts in the power of God rather than circumstances.
The worst situation, the worst case scenario, the worst position a person can be. He's saying like this, I am a God that I am specialized in the impossible, in lost cases. It means that the more difficult it is for you, more God wants to show His work in your life. What He's expecting from you is to find faith in you, in this word. Not faith in what people say, not faith in what your eyes shows to you, because our eyes deceive us a lot. But faith is to believe in what your eyes don't show to you, what you cannot see.
Everyone exercises a form of natural faith. For example, when someone plants a seed, they believe that it will grow. However, true transformation requires a different kind of faith, one that isn't dependent on what a person feels or sees, but rather on trusting in what God has promised. As it is written in the second epistle to the Corinthians 4:18, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Faith focuses on what is eternal, not on temporary circumstances. In a world filled with opinions, negativity, and discouraging voices, choosing what to believe is crucial. Strengthening faith enables a person to remain strong, focused, and at peace even in challenging times.
I think the main thing that stood out to me was just faith and understanding as well, like in my family, first of all, that if I see that there's a problem, rather than complaining or nagging or being a pain, rather using my faith and praying, determining that, okay, cool, this problem is not going to remain the same and that something has to change.
I think one thing that stood out to me the most was the importance of like just being perseverant when it comes to our faith. It's very easy for all of us here in the church and the faith to be strong when things are going well. But I think today's message was a reminder for all of us to be like strong even when times are hard, and just to trust, because it's very easy, like I said, to just like be able to trust in that aspect when, you know, when prayers are being answered in the way they don't expect. How do you then like overcome that and be able to persevere through that? And when it comes to love life, especially when it's spiritual, you have to make sure that you're doing it in the right way.
You too can learn how to strengthen your faith and apply it in your life. The Love Therapy meetings take place every Thursday at 8 p.m. at 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, London, N4 3NX. A space where you can reflect, strengthen your faith, and discover how believing in God's promises can transform even the most difficult of situations. The Love Therapy, because true love begins from within.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
As you could hear, this is a seminar that helps people in building up strength. And when I say this, I can imagine and I can hear in my ears people saying, "But I'm strong." Yes, people are extremely strong, but certain problems are coming and we don't see where they are coming from. And when they hit us, they are able to knock us down, or at least to weaken us to the point of not knowing what to do. So the Love Therapy Seminar is available for all of you. This coming Thursday, you can join us at 232 Seven Sisters Road, here 5 minutes away from Finsbury Park train station. And Andrei, it will be the third Thursday where people are bringing a rose, because it is written, in the dry places God will make a rose to blossom.
And whatever was dry within you, and if this relationship that you are in became dry, so everything can come to an end, we believe so, and it can blossom and become a beautiful flower. We just need to take care of it, because whatever we don't take care of, it ends up drying. But that's not the case, and that's why every Thursday we are here, 232 Seven Sisters Road, Finsbury Park, close to Finsbury Park train station, Rainbow Theatre. You are our special guest.
This coming Thursday, 8 p.m.
I saw an accident this morning on the interstate, and the first thing on my mind was running late. I didn't stop and pray that they were safe, never thought about it after. When did I start missing the things that matter? I saw a woman standing off exit 85 with the same old jeans and a brand new cardboard sign. And I didn't roll my window down, didn't even smile at her. When did I start missing the things that matter? Help me see the world through your eyes, till what breaks your heart is breaking mine. I don't wanna miss the things that matter. I got 1,000 shouting voices in my head, 'cause I've heard 1,000,000 more on the internet. Father, how can I discern your voice from all of these distractions? When did I start missing the things that matter? Help me see the world through your eyes, till what breaks your heart is breaking mine. Slow me down, this world is moving faster, but I don't wanna miss the things that matter. Breaks your heart is breaking mine. Slow me down, this world is moving faster, but I don't wanna miss the things that matter. I don't wanna miss the things that matter.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio. Real stories, real dilemmas, real solutions. Only on the Dear Love Talk Show.
Is it selfish to prioritize personal healing, stability, or growth over meeting relationship or family expectations?
So the question, I would cut this question into, if you allow me. So is it selfish to prioritize personal healing? No, at all. It's not selfishness to prioritize your personal healing, because it's not good to engage in a relationship if we are broken from within. We are going for sure to make it worse. So that's what we do every Thursday in our love therapy seminar. People think, like my husband was mentioning before, that we come on Thursdays to find a person, to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse. But first of all, we need healing from within, because we start building on top of what's inside. And if inside it's already broken, everything will eventually collapse. Now, the first half of this question, stability or growth over meeting relationship or family expectations, it depends. For example, if you are 20 years old and you are still studying, you have no pillars whatsoever in your life, so you have to have a little bit of stability at least to engage in a serious relationship. Now, if you are on your 30s, 35, imagine. So if you want to find stability or growth first, because it depends on your vision of stability and growth. If you want to finish college, perfect. But if you want to finish college and then continue studying, and then when you finish in your 60s, and then you want to form a family, well, it's up to you. You can still form a family when you're on your 60s or 70s.
Yes.
But it depends on the time and when you want to start forming a family. So we have to find the balance. If you see that you have stability enough to start thinking in engaging in a serious relationship, or you already found the person that you want to get married with, so you can for sure start thinking about it and even making plans, because we believe that it will work out.
Because at the end of the day, you both, as we said, you are going to be a team.
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
will decide what the priorities are, how you can do it, and being the right person, that person will be supportive and also will be there for you, as you will be there for this person too. Well, the Love Talk Show is now reaching the end. If you have any question, you can send it to love@uckg.org, or you can go online uckg.org to know more about what we do every single day. As I said before, the Love Therapy happens on Thursday, this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. If you want, don't forget to bring your rose, because it's going to be anointed and presented to God in order for your life to blossom. And this, we are talking in a spiritual way. And we are located at 232 Seven Sisters Road, 5 minutes away from Finsbury Park train station. May God bless you all. See you tomorrow, 10 p.m. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's a wrap on today's Love Talk Show, where every conversation brings you closer to intelligent love. We'll be back soon with more love, more truth, and more talk. Until next time, keep practicing intelligent love.